to another video. This is my friend David. This is, what is the color? Is it zinc?
Zinc yellow.
Zinc yellow 0304 Cobra. Is it 03 or 04?
03.
03. You've got 37,000 miles on it.
Yes, 37,000 miles.
It's ridiculously low. You got it for what?
$17,000. $36,000 when I got it. It just rolled over to $37,000, like not even a few days ago. Still a baby.
How did we even first meet?
We first met, I wanted to say at least through Instagram, because I looked up to you through Instagram, you know, all the videos that you made, you know, inspired me to want to be a YouTuber as well myself. So I messaged you on Instagram, you know, through there, you know, and I told you that one day I eventually would like to meet you, you know, to maybe make a video together or something like that, you know, and now, you know, it's the first time us, in my eyes, technically hanging out. So, you know, to see this, you know, it's cool to be able to make a video like this, to see not only from your eyes a different Cobra owner, but then from me, you know, I might be able to hear something about why you own a Cobra and why you bought one.
So what is, like, for you, your biggest inspiration and kind of reason to wanting to buy an 0304 Cobra? Like, my biggest thing is kind of going into that, like, why you want it and what it means to you. And so, like, for you, like, what made you want to buy it? Like, kind of what does it mean to you?
Well, to me, owning a Cobra is like, at least the 0304 Cobra, it's like owning, you know, some people might make fun of me for this, but it's like owning a supercar, you know, an affordable supercar, you know. At this point, 0304 Cobra, if you had this in 03 and 04, you know, you were basically like Lambo owner. You basically owned a real bad car. Every time I seen a Cobra, it would break my neck. You know, it didn't matter if it was quiet, it didn't matter if it was loud, it didn't matter if it looked good or not. You know, it's just the fact to see a Terminator, you know, and usually most of the time you can tell when it's the Terminator, you know, because I have the Terminator body parts.
You said you had a 2-valve with Borla attack catbacks and Cook's headers, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, and I loved it.
So it was like the 2-valve version of my car. It was like the 2-valve GT version of my car, basically.
Yes, literally it was black and everything, black on black, just like yours is, and I loved it. It was loud, and a lot of people said it was loud, but a lot of people also liked it. The only thing that was needed was the paint job.
I'm curious, like it being a Mustang GT, was it as loud as mine, or was there, like, if you had to compare the two exhaust notes, do they sound really similar, or?
If I were to say comparing mine's and yours, I think mine's is a little raspier. Yeah, yours is more deeper compared, but I know that we're running the same exact exhaust. I'm not sure if it's motors, you know, that they're slightly different, the fact that yours is supercharged or not, but mine's just sounded a little raspier, where yours just sounded more deeper. But they
just have a slight note to the exhaust.
I will get Cooks and Borla's attacks on this car. It's just an exhaust that, if you have a Cobra, I recommend to anybody. I know it is an expensive exhaust, but it's definitely something worth investing into.
Alex SVT, he had Borla attacks, but thought they were too loud, took them off.
Really?
Yeah, because I think he daily drives his.
Wow.
And so he took him off with Borla stickers. I was like, bro, you're leaving the club.
When I had mine was my daily driver.
How was it daily driving a car with Borla attacks?
It was sometimes music to my ears, but then sometimes I'm like,
with other times you're just like,
I roll my windows up and I'm like, I don't want to hear what you have to say right now.
You're trying to drive home.
Yes.
Work. Leave me alone.
You want to put like a suppressor on your exhaust for a little bit. So
when I was like 18, I wanted to make this mod for cars where you could have Borla attacks, Cook's headers, but then you could just like turn it off for a minute.
Yeah, right. Like basically like cutouts.
Yeah, basically like cutouts, but how could you make it quieter? Like, so it was like, maybe if you could have a cat, you could open and close.
Yeah.
I never made it.
Yeah.
Someone's probably going to watch this video
and make it. Yep. Nah, they're not going to give you no kind of credit for it.
How did you find this car? How long did you look for a Cobra? Did you want to get a Cobra originally, or was there something else? And like, what's the story behind all of that?
Well, I was looking for a Cobra. Well, first, when I had my 2.5, I wanted to Coyote swap it. I thought that a Coyote swap would be cooler than a Terminator in my eyes, because you can see Terminators, not often, but how often do you see a Coyote swap Mustang, you know? That's not that often that you might see one. So after I got out of that, it was just because the fact that I knew it was going to be expensive. When you're talking Coyote swap money, you're talking about Terminator money, you know, and that gets really expensive. So I ended up wanting to just sell it and get a Terminator instead. But when I sold it, I was looking for about 6 months before I finally got one. And like I said, I would apply for loans and try to get one, but it's tough. It's tough to get a loan on a Terminator. Not only are they getting older, but you know, it's hard to get finance for a car that's so old and so expensive still, you know. That's another good thing that's good about Terminators, you know, is they're holding their value really good. And as more get wrecked and parted out, they just keep climbing up. I would say that I was looking for about 6 months, and then I finally found this one through one of my friends, Jonathan. His dad wanted to sell it to me because his wife has cancer, and he wanted to get a better family car for them. So he said, you know what? You help me, I help you. So basically, he set up a deal where I could make payments on the car until it's completely paid off, which the payout price will be $17,000. He is not charging. He's charging me 0% interest rate on the car. So he's really nice for doing that.
So in a way, you guys kind of helped each other out in in a really cool way.
Yes.
Like I think it's awesome that you probably wanted to sell it to somebody that would take care of it.
Yeah.
If you've got a 0304 Cobra, you're definitely a passionate car guy, and then you were looking for one that could actually afford it.
Yeah, that's another thing. You know, most guys, that's funny that you say that. That usually if you get a Cobra, you want to be a car guy, because there's not too many people that say, you know, non-car people that you tell, like I'll tell non-car people a lot.
They don't even know what it is. They're like, oh, it's a Mustang. It's like,
yeah.
You see like a V6 base model, and they're like, oh, they're the same.
It's just a Mustang with snake emblems on it.
Really
What's different? Yeah, and it's like, this is the car that was one of my, it is my dream car, and to actually be able to achieve it is awesome to be able to say that.
So what are your plans? Like, what do you plan on doing to this car in the future?
I want to get the exhaust, of course. Exhaust, I have a TMZ K member that I want to put in with it's a tubular K member with A-arms and a coilover kit, so I want to install that in the car. I have caster camber plates I want to put in the car. Big plans though, I do want to put a 2.9 Whipple on it, and I will put a 2.9 Whipple. At first I was thinking VMP and Whipple, people will go back and forth all day long. Yeah. You might get a little Kenny Bell on the side, yeah. But most of the time it's a VMP or Whipple. I ended up wanting to go Whipple because I feel like with a Whipple, you can make 700 horsepower on pump gas. Most Terminators that you look it up, they're making 700 horsepower on pump gas. But it's also a big difference, because I think the VMP is a 2.3, where the Whipple is a 2.9. With a 2.3, you might make 630 on pump gas, you know. And I want to go with the higher numbers on pump gas. So future-wise, maybe E85, I can hit, you know, close to the 800. If that Whipple, I want to say it's roughly, let's just throw a number out there, 4,500. With me pay $17,000 for this car, 4,500. That's what, 22.5, you know, and at that point, 22.5 for a 700 horsepower car, where there's people here paying 60,000 for a Hellcat, 700 horsepower is just crazy. So I thought that to be able to make that much power would be a great idea. You know, it's not so bad on your wallet, but you know, you also get a good bang for your buck. I've had 2 new edges. This is my 3rd new edge. You know, I've always loved the new edge body style. Not only do they weigh less than the newer 5.0s, you know, but they just look good. Just the new edge Mustang looks good, you know, and when you look at 5.0s, you know, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, 5.0s, they're a dime a dozen. You see them all the time.
That's kind of how, like, so back when I was a kid, when I was like, I don't remember how young I was, but when I was really, really young at Myrtle Beach, on the Myrtle Beach Strip, I would see, like, the 2 valves and the Cobras, a couple of them, and I would just like watch them and listen to them. Most of them had Flowmasters, but I just thought they looked and sounded so cool. Yeah. And like now that I think about it, that was where my obsession came from, because as a kid I used to watch them go up and down the strip at Myrtle Beach.
I got my V6 and I loved it. After I got the V6, you know, then at that point I started realizing I need some more power than this V6, and that's when I got my 2 valve. But then once you learn more about the Mustang, the 2 valve, the Cobra eventually gets in there somewhere. You know, you'll have you know, I had a taste of them, you know, of all of them. And then the Cobra, I kept looking at it and I was like, man, a Cobra's, you know.
You didn't finance the car, you bought it from an owner.
Yes, I basically did like a kind of like a closed deal, like under the table kind of sort of thing.
So you're paying him?
I'm paying directly to him. There's no bank finance, there's none of that. I gave him $9,000 down, and now my payments are $500, which that is a lot. You know, it's not easy to be able to pay $500, you know, especially if you're 17, 18 years old and you're trying to do that. So it's tough, but
I think it's really tough to find a deal like that. But if you can find a deal like that, I would venture to believe that if you can write a contract that contractually obligates you both to follow through with it, then it would feel a little bit better. Otherwise, I just don't see that really happening.
And that's exactly what I did. We wrote a contract, and he said, you know, 500 is the limit. You can do more, that's on to you, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do, you know. Last month I paid 600 because right now I owe 64 on the car, so I want to get it paid off as soon as possible, so, you know, it's completely owned and it's all mine, you know, where I won't owe any money, you know, I get out of his hair and whatnot, so I do plan on trying to get it paid off soon, though.
So, I just want to end off the video by saying David here wants to start a YouTube channel. I want him to start a YouTube channel. He's made some videos before, but he's not, you know, it's not something that he's been doing like full-time or part-time or anything. So, I would love for you guys to like leave this video and then go watch his first video that I'm trying to like talk him into doing.
Yes, if you want, my channel is David Seda Films, SEDA. It's David Seda Films, and I've posted about 4 or 5 videos, but it would be good to get some feedback from you guys, you know. If you guys think I should make a YouTube channel, you know, I would love to hear feedback. I love hearing feedback. The more people that I hear saying do it, it makes me strive to want to do it, because I'm like, you know, I have supporters out there. It might be a small little group, but that small little group can easily turn into a big group, you know, so that would help out a lot.
So if there's a link, there's a link down below, that means he started a channel. If there's a link below, that means he's put out a video, which I'm fairly sure I've talked him into. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Go check his channel out. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you totally didn't like it at all, let me know. I'd love to know your feedback, and I will see you guys in the next video. Like the video if you enjoyed the video, obviously. Double tap that dislike button if you didn't like the video. Comment if you have any questions or you just want to say something, or just say hey. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and make sure to ring the bell, because otherwise you won't get notified when videos come out, because YouTube is YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next video. All love.